Right, this is Tom Hill and Amy Bucock going for Task 2, Sports Development, going for P2, M2 and D1. Right, and Tom, describe the first barrier to participation. Off we go.
For people trying to play sports that participate without any money, so it's money that we're not talking about, it will be difficult for the fact that they might not be able to afford to pay for the equipment that the children need to play the game, or the parents might not be able to afford the signing on fee along with all the training fees. You could also say that money links in with travel, because some parents might not be able to pay for the cost of petrol or train money to get the children to each game. A good example of money at the participation stage is somebody wanting to play golf competitively, because they need to be able to afford to travel to each club, and golf clubs aren't normally next to each other. And they need to be able to afford the expensive equipment and membership fee for a golf club.
Good. Right, what's the next barrier then, Amy?
Gender. So I'm doing for netball for the foundation stage. At this stage it's where you're just knowing the basic rules and skills. The stage is where you would be in a PE lesson at the bottom of the development continuum stage. For example, a group of Year 7 students, both male and female, in the group learning how to play netball. Learning the basic skills of this sport would be learning the different positions on the team and where they are and not allowed to go. And then also, it's not just a popular. Netball isn't a popular sport for males, as there are some males in the PE lesson. They may not make as much of an effort compared to the girls as the guys might think. It's too much of a girly sport to take part in, and it can have a bigger barrier for guys, because if there's a few students at the end of the lesson who want to get more involved, it's more of a popular sport for girls, because the boys could say that they don't want to feel like they're taking part in too much of a girly sport. And then the distinction bit that I did was the strengths that it's good how the Year 7 boys know the sport is. Oh wait, that didn't make sense. The weaknesses of this is that the boys could turn out to be really good netball players, but they just don't want to play because they think it's too much of a girly sport.
Right. So what's your actual specific barrier there?
The gender.
For whom?
For males.
Yeah, doing what sport?
Netball.
Right, okay. What age might they be?
13, 14.
Right, okay, good. Right, what's the next barrier then, Tom?
Religion at foundation stage. Foundation stage is children playing sports for the first time in primary schools or sports camps. And for young children whose religion makes them not be able to show any skin or wear some equipment that you might need to play the sport, this means that some of the pupils won't be able to participate in some of the games and the activities that has been set for them. A good example of this is young primary school students who have grown up with other beliefs than Christianity and that, so mainly girls.
From what ethnic or cultural group? Can you think of any examples?
Muslims, Sikh.
Right. So why might that be a barrier then?
Because it stops them from playing the sports. They don't get a chance, and they could be brilliant at the game, but not being able to know or even try the sport because of the equipment that you need to wear to play it.
Right, okay. Next barrier?
Disability for basketball in the participation stage. It can have a big effect on people taking part in sports, seen as disabilities can affect people in different ways. People who are disabled feel as if they have a bigger barrier to overcome, as if they they'll struggle more to get involved. As someone being at the participation stage is where you would just know all the basic rules and a few skills, but at this stage you would want to improve your skills to then develop your own performance. Taking part in sport can make people feel more involved, and also to help them achieve better and improve their skills, and change their own skills into does that make sense? Sorry. At the participation stage, this is where you are past the stage of foundation, but where you are just playing for fun and for keeping your fitness levels good, before you want to progress to the next stage, which is where you play for a particular club or team. The barriers to stop participation in basketball for having disabilities that you've moved up past that stage where the basketball player has got his fitness to a reasonable level and he's stopped playing for fun as they've got to the stage where they want to join a team or play for a club. However, the team that the player would like to play for may not have a team that has a disability team, which is then the barrier as the player can't get involved in the sport to move up the stage. There aren't any strengths of this. However, this problem could be resolved by a group of people wanting to put a team together. They could do loads of fundraising so that they can buy the facilities to put a team together. Also, the weaknesses of this are that the basketball players can't get involved and play for a team because they don't have basketball.
Right. So what's your specific barrier on that one then?
Disability.
For what sport?
Basketball, in the participation stage.
Right. So what stage are you saying is below the participation?
You what, sorry?
What stage are you saying
Our
is?
foundation.
Right. So can you think of an example, say from this year, where people have maybe progressed from foundation to participation, then to performance, then to elite? Can you think of what event might have happened this year where disabled basketball's been happening?
The Olympics.
Well, not the Olympics. What's the other one called that's similar to the Olympics? What's the proper name?
Paralympics.
That's it.
Sorry,
Paralympics. Alright. Okay. Paralympics.
Yeah.
So how might that influence a target group? So do you think disabled people feel a bit more motivated?
Oh, because if they see that, then they could think, oh, I want to do that. I want to play.
Right. So how might a person who's at the participation stage for disabled basketball progress to the elite stage?
Getting to play for a club.
Right.
Improving the performance.
Yeah.
Getting scouted.
Right. Good. Okay. Right. What's the next barrier then, Tom?
The next one's facilities at performance level.
Right.
When it comes to the performance level, the equipment that you're using to play the sport becomes more important to help you maximise and improve your performance in the game. People at this stage might find it hard to progress if they haven't got the correct facility to play or training. A good example of this is a tennis player at the stage who is training at his local outdoor club but can't train in any bad weather because he hasn't got any indoor facilities.
Yeah.
So he can't be training all the time, especially if he's in England. Whereas other players who he's competing against might be training week in, week out on different styles, grass, clay, hard court and indoor and outdoor, so they can adapt to every different technique.
Right, good, okay. Amy, off we go, next barrier.
The last one is the elite stage for football and the barriers age. Most people have a peak age of between 18 and 25. However, before these ages, your body will be at its weakest and not fully developed. But after the ages of about 25, your body will gradually deteriorate and become a lot weaker. The age of someone does really affect their sporting performance. At an elite level, you need to be playing at the top of your performance at all times, as you need to prove to your team and to your manager and club why you deserve to have a place in your team. As a football player gets older, their body isn't as strong and isn't as able and flexible as what it used to be. Their bodies aren't as strong as what they used to be because their bones become weaker, which means they are prone to get more injuries. And also, as they are getting older, their bones won't heal and repair themselves as quick as if they were younger. For example, when David Beckham first started playing football, his performance would have been at his best when he was younger, but as he's getting older, he can't play for longer periods of games.
Right, can you think of any footballers who are over 35 then who are still at the elite level?
Yeah. Right, Ryan Giggs.
Right, so why might he still be at the elite level?
Because he's still keeping up training and playing.
Right.
He just can't play for the same amount of time as
Right,
that.
okay.
Like the full 90 minutes.
So why might a person, say, who's a businessman who's 38, 39, why might he not be able to, say,
Because
maybe play at the performance stage?
Why can't he?
Or why may he struggle?
Because he may not know how
Good. Right. So how's that going to affect him?
They won't be able to keep up how well his fitness levels won't be as good as what they should be.
Okay. So what could that barrier be for him then? For that person? So say he's 38, 39. Right. Health. What else? What else might be stopping him from training?
Getting
Work, time.
yeah.
Work, time, good, okay. Right, so just go over the barriers again, and which three have you chosen, Tom?
Money, religion and facilities.
Right, and Amy?
I did age, disability and gender.
Right.